Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Cars with Willow and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to replace the door handle on your MGF or TF. Hoping it's a fairly straightforward process. Maybe you're replacing it to have a different colour, or maybe you're going for the chrome handle, which does look quite nice. But in my case I'm just replacing it because it's broken, as you can see. So I've picked this up off someone in the MGF Facebook groups. But you could quite easily get one on eBay second hand and they're pretty cheap. Obviously you want to make sure you get the right colour. You also want to make sure that you buy the right side. So this is the near side or passenger side door. And obviously the driver's door or offside door would be a mirror image. So you do want to make sure you buy the right one. First thing to do after you've bought the handle, of course, is open up the door and remove the door card from the inside. So we're going to do that now. Let's get started. So I have actually removed the door cards in a previous video a couple of years ago, or maybe more than that now, but I'll show you again just in case. There's a few screws to remove first. There's two holding in sort of the door pull here. There's one holding in this plastic piece of trim around the door handle. And then there's three, so the third one there, and then there's another one there, and another one there. Okay then, so with the screws now removed, it's a case of getting something like this. This is actually for wrapping cars, but it's just like a plastic trim removal tool, essentially. Something that you can use to prise off the door card, but without scratching the door itself. Obviously, if you use like a screwdriver or something like that, there's a good chance you're going to damage either the card or the door itself. So a nice plastic piece of trim removal, which we're just going to use to prise off the door card, and I can't remember where, but at certain intervals around the door card there's some sort of things that pop out. Things is the technical term. I should hear it. Unclip. There we go. That's what it sounds like when you get it. I think they're just along the bottom actually. So yeah, there we go. To get access to the two bolts that we need to remove the handle, we need to pop the window right down, because there's two holes here in the door that we need to access. But before we can do that, yeah, the window has to go down. So let's do that now. Now, when you're undoing these two bolts, you obviously want to make sure that you don't drop the bolt into the door, because that will be possibly a massive pain to get out. So yeah, grab your 8mm socket. If you're struggling to get to the 8mm socket, then you can look up under this angle and sort of get a better look at it. It's definitely not easy, but it does make it a bit easier to access it. There you go, you can see it's just gone on now, and I can just loosen it now. That's that out, and we can do the other one now. And then once you've undone those two bolts, which I've tried to show with different angles with my camera, there's just one more clip, which I believe is to do with the central locking here. And it just needs unclipping. So you'll see it in there. It's very difficult to show on camera, but I'll do my best. You'll see there's a red clip and this just pulls out. Should do anyway. Okay then, and now with that red retaining clip removed, there's just two more little plastic clips that hold the handle to the door. They're at the bottom of the handle. In fact, I'll show you them on here. It's these two clips here. They just need sort of levering up with a flathead screwdriver, and then the handle should lift free. Well, that sounded promising. And there we have it. That is the old broken handle removed. I'm not even sure how it broke, to be honest, and I mean it's broken in quite a strange place, but they are pretty cheap plastic. They do get brittle over time, and obviously they're pretty old cars now, so the plastic parts you can expect to start to go brittle, to be honest. So it's time to put the other one back on now, and I'm guessing it'll just be a fairly straightforward process of doing what I've just done, but in reverse. One thing you're going to want to do is remove this red retaining clip from the handle that you've just removed and pop it on in the same way to your new handle, like so. It just clips on. We can take our two 8mm bolts and put it on tightening mode on your socket, and I'm just going to guide it in. Okay, so that's now in the hole. I'm going to push on the handle from the other side just to make sure that it's going in properly, and I'm not going to do it fully tight straight away. I'm going to put both in first and then I can tighten them up evenly. I don't want to do one side too tight because then it might move the location of the other hole, if that makes sense. It's always best when you're putting in bolts like this to do it evenly. You don't want to put too much pressure on one side of the handle, because remember they're pretty brittle plastic and you don't want to damage it. I mean, you shouldn't be doing it that tight anyway, but just as a precaution, it's just a good habit to get into. So once again, I'm going to push the handle from the other side just to make sure that I'm not pushing it out. And I'm going to tighten it up. Okay, so as you can see, I've not gone ridiculously tight there. Just go tight enough that you feel, you know, quite a lot of resistance. You don't want to ruin the threads on the bolts or anything like that. And now that should be done. Obviously the door card has to go on, but before I do that, I am just going to give it a test. So there we have it. That is the door handle on an MGF, or this is a TF, but it's the same on both. That is the door handle completely replaced successfully. And that just about wraps up today's video. Hope you found it useful. If you have, please do subscribe to the channel for more tutorials like this and for some other fun stuff as well. See you in the next one.